Greetings and salutations, YouTubers and malefactors. Back here at Stop Logic Motorsports, and I didn't actually expect to make 2 videos in one day. Something unfortunate happened, and I can't tell if it was during the race or if it was during the last couple of street rides. I've only done about 60 miles on this bike the last few days, but I discovered that my chain slider broke off, and I put a little bit of mar. Here's a good up close shot of it. A little bit of mar on my wing arm. So what we're going to be doing today is changing the chain slider and putting some JB weld on that spot. Unfortunate. But it happens. This is a known issue with this bike. I barely wore the chain slider up top. We're only how many thousand miles in are we on this bike? A little bit less than 2,500. This thing's already eaten through the first chain slider. So the tools we're gonna need is an 8mm, it appears, and a childlike sense of wonder. Oh, it's funny, it looked like it was about half worn, but I heard this was a known issue on this and the Tenere 700, so I always kept a spare chain slider. We'll grab one of those here in a little bit, and I'll disassemble. Yeah, I know my cap is leaking. Fresh tank, but I don't have a vent hose. It's still on order from Rocky Mountain ATV. Should be here tomorrow, though tomorrow doesn't pay the bills technically. So to get at the right part of this, I grab my chain sprocket degreaser. I'm going to try and not point a bunch of it in my linkage here. And we're gonna clean the surface. That's not a shocks doing fine. Most likely this occurred at the Jacksboro race. Most likely this occurred at the Jacksboro race from all the bottoming and aggressive jumping I was doing on the bike. So basically, I'm setting up my sprayer here. I don't want to leave degreaser on every surface on there for too long. Yeah, I know it's a brand new hose. I got this for cleaning out the old place, but I also need a hose for here, so if need be, I'll take a scrubber to this, but generally the degreaser is enough of a threat to all my components. Also notice I don't use like a high pressure spray around here by the engine because we have a lot of fancy seals and stuff in this area. Alright. Today I'm really just clearing off the area so I can get JB weld in it. Now this is a little less of a abrasive cleaner, but bathroom foam usually get light grime and stuff off. It's good for washing a bike and not potentially damaging stuff. I'll spray it on my linkage anyway. Doesn't hurt. It's gentle stuff. Let it set a couple minutes. And while that does that, instead of doing the deal where it's like a baking show where I have like 30 cakes made and I've only managed to successfully make one, we're gonna pull this out. Brand new Yamaha chain slider. The amount of damage that's there, I guess I really don't need to worry about JB welding it at this point. I mean, that was really just some light damage there. We're gonna take another close look at it before I make the final decision. But what happens is the chain, this is a weak spot on it. Chain will wear through to here, and then this part chunks off and gets stuck in your rear chain guard. Which, since my sprocket's like a dinner plate back there, wasn't really that wasn't really the issue with it. Hey, this stuff's pretty good. Yeah, now I'm gonna have to shower my bike off a little bit better later. Looks like I caught that early enough where it just barely started to eat into the weld joint. Alright, so we're gonna grab our 8mm. Make sure we're on loosey, lefty loosey. Pull the chain guide off. Actually, not really that much of a feat of strength. Don't let me fool you. Oh, come here. Well, hello, shoulder. There we go. So we've got a shoulder washer, 8mm. Not to be confused with the Nicolas Cage movie 8mm, which I suggest to watch. Not a family-friendly film, just in case any of you guys are thinking that it is. Interesting film though. It's my first time taking one of these off, so I'm kind of curious about how I get it off. Well, it doesn't appear that it goes off forwards. Maybe it does. Let's see what this one's designed like. I don't believe it's designed to go off forwards. I'm guessing I'm going to have to excuse me, hose. Might have to take off the sensor here. Whoa, 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 whoa. Huh. Yeah, looks like I wanted to take off the whole kickstand assembly here. Alright, so I'll grab a 13, it looks like. Well, that said, at least in my videos you get to troubleshoot stuff, so we'll do some troubleshooting. Alright, I'll be right back. Let's see. Nope, not 13, but a 12. they're probably gonna be a little hard to get off, so maybe I should have gotten a bigger ratchet for this. Well, I've certainly put this thing under a couple of knocks down here. I've scratched it but not cracked it. I'll go back with the manual and figure out what the torque is on these. Boy, that's a very tight bolt. Probably be cake with a regular size ratchet, but whatever, you know. Going motocross style here and just taking off the kickstand. Alright. Huh, Loctite. Alright, let's flop you out of the way. Alright. So yep, our point of failure is swore clean through. That's insane. And not that many miles either. Well, here's a new one. Let's just toss you to the side. Well, maybe I should pop this little grommet out of the way. Well, let's see. Time for me to fit this chain on. Chain slider. Huh, like a ill-fitting glove. Engine's still a little warm from today's festivities. I probably put this on the hard way, but whatever. I'm not here to win beauty pageants. Alright, brand new chain slider. I'll give these things proper love here in a little bit. Oh, sorry, I gotta stand up. My knees are killing me. Still can't believe these shoe pads still work. I probably should have extended them down a smidge and up a bit, but still works. I'll go back and hit these with the torque wrench later. Now, put the torque wrench on them later. Snug them up enough to put it back on its kickstand and get it off its side. Well, what a day. You get an opportunity to do another little how-to video right after getting to go out and wander around cool places. But yeah, keep an eye on this chain slider if you own a Tenere or a WR250R. Because, well, swing arm damage is kind of rough. I did check the swing arm. It's just barely chipped into, so We're not going to JB weld it. I'm just going to do a better job of staying on top of this slider. It was there at the beginning of the ride. I'll tell you what, that wasn't there by the end of the 40 miles. Alright. There we go. Brand new chain slider. But yeah, the reason this is an issue on a Tenere 700 is the angle of the swing arm is much more aggressive than most adventure bikes. So it puts a strain on that pivot point. On the WR, that's kind of the same issue, but the other crux of the issue is that the adjustment for the chain is very strange on this bike. Like, if you don't have your sag perfectly set, and everything, and your chain perfectly tensioned, which I have both of those things in place, which is what's strange to me, this will prematurely wear. It's a premature failure item on a WR250R. Yeah, sorry for getting gas all over your bike. But hose me down real quick. So yeah, on these WR250Rs, check your dang slider every ride, because apparently 2,000 miles all it took for this one. Well, if you like the content, like and subscribe. If you don't, feel free to criticize me harshly. I take payment in attaboys and strong language. And in the meantime, have a good one.